All right, everybody. Good day, good day, good day, good afternoon, early afternoon, I believe. Well, actually, it's early evening, according to my clock here. This is Charles with Dispatcher 101 Training for Beginners. Just want to make an official recorded announcement about the new subscription-based platform. Um, Officially began on August 1st, which was 2 days ago. Today is August 3rd at about 20 to 6. Um, it began on August 1st, Thursday. It was supposed to begin on June 1st. Then I pushed it to July 1st. Then I pushed it to now, August 1st. What the subscription-based platform is, it's the same as the regular Dispatcher 101 enrollment platform, with the added feature of having to have a paid subscription as well. Currently, that will be $39.99 a month. What that means is the initial enrollment will still be whatever that pricing platform is, whether it's $249 for the veteran discount, whether it's the $299 single member discount, whether it's the 2-for-1 $4.99 price, and as well whether it's the half off RBBS price. So I believe RBBS still charges $349 or $350. I'll do it for $175. So in addition to the initial enrollment price, then 1 month after that enrollment, you will start to receive an invoice for the $39.99 a month. Now, this applies only to those individuals who are enrolling as of August 1st and beyond. Let me officially announce that for those who are already enrolled as members in Dispatcher 101, you are exempt from the subscription. Okay, so you don't have to pay the additional $39.99 a month, which is really not that much. But the reason, let me give you the reason for the $39.99 a month. We are in the process of adding more features, more tools and resources to make that's well beyond that $39.99 paid subscription value. We're adding so much value to this platform. It's already like a family, but we're adding more value to it. I'm starting to pour in some direct shipper freight. As a matter of fact, I just gave you one of mine who email shipper, where she has a lot of drive-in and flatbed and reefer freight in the Midwest area, the Chicago, Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, Ohio areas. And where it's direct shipper, where you do not have to deal with broker, you just deal directly with the shipper. You just provide the information for the driver to the direct shipper. They process that, book the load. You guys get invoiced, things like that. And there are bonuses to that too. Fuel, quick pay, fuel advances, different features to motivate the carriers to want to run loads for that specific direct shipper freight. So I'll stay in contact with her, that individual, to make sure that that stays maintained as it is, all those added perks. But back to the subscription-based platform. So as you can see on my screen here, we have the new subscription-based platform, August 1st, 2009. So for those who are joining Dispatcher 101 Training for Beginners, right, this is the very basics, the very foundational concepts of how to be a independent freight dispatcher. The single member enrollment is the one-time full fee of $299, and then from August 1st beyond, is the $39.99 per month subscription to maintain access to tools and resources. Because tools and resources are going to start increasing, better paying load boards are going to be added to the platform. So, and this Dispatcher 101 is a lifetime membership, as it says here, as long as the $39.99 per month subscription is maintained. Now, this is speaking to those who are enrolling from August 1st and beyond. Those who have already enrolled for their one-time enrollment fee, you guys are grandfathered in. Okay, so what does this new and improved subscription-based platform include? Well, 3 ebooks, right? And the 3 ebooks are valued at $95 total, and it's free with the enrollment and subscription. This is what you get: how much money you need to move your truck, which is actually an ebook that's a $29 value. Level 2, which talks about rate confirmations and carrier packets. Speaking of which, let me show you each one individually as I go through this little, I guess you would say, list of features and concepts that's involved in the subscription-based platform. Okay, so the 3 ebooks here in blue, and then you have the 3 ebooks in green here described. So let me go over to navigate over to the website under Dispatcher 101, and the ebooks will be under the orientation page. So let me log in. And so here's the first, here under downloads. When you first enroll, there's a set of instructions that are given to you as a new enrollee into the platform. One of those instructions, after you complete the back office setup and log in, you'll go to the orientation page and you'll watch the video and download your ebooks, your glossary, and your load board logins. Well, the 3 ebooks, how much money you need to move your truck, level 2, and Dispatcher 101. Here's how much money you need to move your truck. This is the first ebook, 34 pages. And it talks about the basics of dispatching, basic terms, the types of equipment. It gives you a basic level understanding and overview of what you'll be learning from a basics perspective, from a beginner's perspective in the world of individual or independent freight dispatching. So what is dispatching? Cold call scripts. It just walks you. If you read this, this will be a good starting source for you. So that's one of the ebooks. Okay, reporting a broker, different definitions, what are lanes, dedicated lanes, fuel surcharge, fuel advances, backhaul, bobtailing, all these different things, what do they mean, okay? And it breaks it down and gives you examples in 34-page ebook, okay? So the next ebook, level 2. So level 2, and it's the intermediate level book series. It goes into carrier packets in detail and rate confirmations in detail. It talks about truck searches, how to find carriers for freight, truck search feature on Truckers Path, which is one of the resources that we use to go out and look for carriers to solicit to try to get them to agree to a dispatcher agreement between you, the independent dispatcher, and them, the owner-operator. Just give you a little overview of that, Truckers Path. The SAFER website. The SAFER website is the FMCSA's website. FMCSA stands for Federal Motor Carriers Safety Administration. And this is where you go and look up a carrier, the carriers or the owner-operator's information, either in one of 3 ways, based off of their USDOT number, their MC number, or the name of their company. And it provides more information so you can kind of vet out that carrier to determine whether you're going to call them and see if they will be willing to sign up to a dispatcher agreement with you, okay? And then we have examples of what a broker carrier packet looks like, or broker carrier agreement. Broker carrier agreement and carrier packet are one and the same thing. There's just 2 different terms that means the same thing. It's the agreement, the contract between the broker and the carrier to run that load and future loads for that brokerage by that carrier, okay? So once you set that up, you fill that out as an independent dispatcher. Once you fill that out for your carrier on behalf of your carrier for that particular brokerage that you found a load for, you send that in along with some other documents, namely the MC authority letter, the certificate of insurance or the COI, and the W-9 form. And if your carrier has a factoring company, possibly or potentially what's called an NOA form, Notice of Assignment. Fill that out, return that. The broker processes that information in, goes over the carrier packet, runs it by their compliance team for approval, contact you, the dispatcher, say, hey, your carrier's been approved. Let me send you a rate confirmation. And here's an example of what an MC authority looks like, an MC authority letter. Here's an example of the W-9. And you got certificate of insurance, which is right here, is an example of that. So those are the other documents that are returned to the broker along with the carrier packet once you, the dispatcher, fills that out for your carrier on a particular load for that specific brokerage or broker at that time. You only need to fill out the carrier packet for a specific broker one time. Everything else will be rate confirmations per different loads. The only time you may have to update or add to or revise a carrier packet or with a broker if something changes for your carrier. For example, if your carrier's certificate of insurance policy is about to expire, then of course the broker will call you and say, hey, your carrier's insurance is about to expire. Can you send us an updated certificate of insurance so we can update our database with that information? Other than that, that carrier packet is already filled out one time. Okay? And then here's a rate confirmation. The rate confirmations are issued or sent to you by the broker for specific loads by that broker for your carrier at that point in time. And it's based off of that load that you saw on the load board when you were searching for loads for your carrier. Okay? And it has detailed information in it, the load number, where the load is picking up, the date and time, which is from the shipper, where the load is being delivered to, the date and time, which is the receiver, what's the weight of the load, what's the rate, how much does it pay, the broker's information, the carrier's information, namely the driver's first and last name, their cell number, maybe an email address, but their truck and trailer number. And then the pickup information should have a shipper contact information with the phone number and a receiver contact information with the phone number, because you need that information, because when you go to a shipper, you need to call when you get there as a carrier to see what door you need to go to, where you need to check in at, things like that. The same case with the receiver. Okay, so that's in ebook level 2. The third ebook in here is Dispatcher 101, which is a $39 value. So the $29.99 value, the $24.99 value, and the $39.99 value totals the $95 value for the ebook. But all these are included for free with the enrollment into Dispatcher 101 and the $39.99 per month subscription. So Dispatcher 101, which is the next ebook, which is the free download. 40-page Dispatcher 101, and it gives an even greater overview, table of contents. It breaks down everything, itemized page numbers, calling carriers, the scripts, the follow-ups, things of that nature. The dispatch agreement and load search profile. That's the contract between you, the dispatcher, and your carrier, which is the dispatch agreement. The profile is between you and your carrier, which is where your carrier gives you the specifics of how they want to run, what's their cents per mile or how much they need to run, what's the least amount per mile they'll take, whether it's $2 a mile, whether it's $2.50 a mile, things of that nature. And that depends upon the equipment type. Other documents, we cover this. It's a need to cover this because the reason why we mentioned the other documents, namely the W-9, MC authority letter, and the certificate of insurance, because 99.9% of the time, these are the documents that are needed by the brokers and shippers in addition to their agreement, their broker-carrier agreement, before they approve the carrier to run a load. So finding loads under for your carrier under a dispatch agreement, the different equipment types. The equipment types are the types of tractor and trailers that the carriers, the owner-operators drive. The three most popular kinds are the 53-foot dry vans, the 53-foot refrigerated trucks, or reefers we call them, and the 48 or 53-foot flatbeds. So we go over that, what's involved in those things. and load boards. Now this is in Dispatcher 101's ebook, so it breaks it down and it's on page numbers. So if you go through this and you get all of this, some of this stuff is repetitive, but it's necessary. So and it breaks things down, definitions. A lot of research is done on this, so it's very informative and it's beneficial to you, and it'll help you. Okay, so that's also included in the what is in the subscription, what will be involved. And then we have the glossary of terms, the basic terms, some of the most common terms, basic dispatch terms. And here we are. Right now, this is going to grow as we get more specific in the basics of dispatching, but right now it's 7 pages. But it has some of the most common basic terms that you need from the dispatching and the dispatcher's perspective to the carrier searches perspective. What is a carrier? What is an owner, operator, truck driver, power only, truck/trailer, cold calling, hours of service, IFTA, team, just different basic terms that you're going to need as you grow as an independent dispatcher and you're talking to carriers and you're talking to brokers. Now, if you have an understanding of, let's say, 80% of this terminology, you'll seem like you know what you're talking about and it'll be more professional. So this is what all this means here. And you can use this specific glossary as a point of reference for yourself. You don't necessarily have to memorize it because it's here for you and it's involved in the platform for you and it's included, so you can use it as a point of reference. When you get stuck with certain terms and you're dealing with the brokers, you'll go to the broker section and be able to define what a factory is, what rate confirmation is, payment terms, carrier packet, NOA, things like that. So you'll be able to go to your ebook and use it as a point of reference. Okay. What else? Tools and resources. We have sample forms in the back office, sample carrier packet. As a matter of fact, we go into forms and documents. So under the forms and documents, we have a sample dispatcher agreement. We have a sample profile. Okay, so this is what our sample dispatcher agreement looks like. And you can tweak this one for your own dispatching business. This is just a template to kind of follow. You can update it if you have your own phone number, email address, website. And the terminology, you can tweak it, but as long as the basics are in there, then that's fine. And then the profile. And it's just a simple profile where the carrier fills this out telling you where they're based out of, their equipment type, how much they're taking, which is highlighted in yellow, cents per mile, the least, and any other things, heavy hauls, days off, what's the maximum of the trailer. I need to add another line. I thought I put the updated profile right here, whether they're hazmat or not, because there are some hazmat loads out there. Another forming document is our load details cheat sheet. These are some of the common questions that you will ask the broker when you are calling about a specific load, particularly if the posting of the load on the load board does not provide enough information for you as the dispatcher to inform your carrier about that load so that your carrier can make a more informed decision as to whether they are able to take that load. Because your carrier is driving, doing the delivery, they have certain hours they need to get to here or there. So as much information you can provide for your carrier, they can say, okay, I may not be able to take that load, or yeah, I can pick that load up. I'm about to drop this load in a few hours or the next day, and things like that. So the load detail cheat sheet helps fill in some of the gaps. So when you're looking at loads, and a lot of times brokers don't post enough detailed information about a specific load, and that could be for a reason, or it could be just because they just forgot. Some brokers try to sell the load to you and they'll leave certain things out. So as you become more experienced as a dispatcher, when you call the brokers, you can refer to your load details cheat sheet as a point of reference and say, and ask these types of questions, because these are some of the common questions that if you put yourself in the position of your carrier, you will want to ask these questions. As a carrier, I want to know what I'm hauling, what is the commodity or freight. I want to know when it picks up and delivers. What are those dates and times? I want to know what are the loaded miles. not just the dedicated miles, but the loaded miles. From the time I pick it up from the shipper to the time I pick it up from the receiver, what I deliver it to the receiver, what is that? What are those miles? Any special instructions? Do I need to worry about lumber? Do I need to worry about being there at a certain time, early in the morning or a certain time? How much weight am I hauling? Does it meet my profile weight limit? And then if it's an oversized load, depending on the equipment type, we know it could be an OD load, over-dimensional, oversized, or over-length. So this is a good starting point for a cheat sheet for you as a dispatcher to ask the broker those questions and fill in those gaps for your carrier. Okay? Continuing on the forms and documents, then we have on the broker shipper paperwork side of forms and documents, sample carrier packets. What do they look like? Pretty standard. What the roles of the broker, the role of the carrier. This one is just a sample 8-page one, but the main thing you want to worry about is detention, insurance requirements, what are the roles, what are the carrier's responsibilities, what are the broker's responsibilities, loss and damages, things like that, some miscellaneous things. So read through it. That way, a lot of the terms and wording in the carrier packets are the same, but there are some brokerages, there are some differences, so you have to read through them and look for those commonality signs that you want to try to protect your carrier under as you read through. A lot of times it's just simply filling out and signing, or have your carrier sign, and then sending it back to the broker with the other documents. So now the rate confirmation, again, as you get back and receive back the, as the broker receives back the carrier packet and the other documents that you sent to them or your carrier has sent to them, they're going to process the information and then produce a rate confirmation on that specific load. Read over that rate confirmation, make sure the numbers match with what the brokers said that they were going to pay according to the load board. And if there are any discrepancies, then call the broker and you guys talk that through. And then the other documents, again, the MC authority letter, right? Again, that's what that looks like, the W-9, pretty standard W-9. You can just go Google what a W-9 looks like. Certificate of insurance, standard certificate of insurance. The producer is the insurance company. The insured is the carrier. Over here is the agent, the insurance agent's name, their email address, fax, and phone number. Down here is the policy information, the policy number, the starting and expiration date, the type of insurance, whether it's cargo, and the amounts, 100,000 cargo, $1 million liability minimum. Down here in this area here where it says certificate holder, sometimes or oftentimes brokers will say your carrier needs to list us as a certificate holder on their insurance. This is what they mean. This is where you would go. You would call the agent and say, hey, I need a certificate of insurance listing the following as the certificate holder. And they'll say, okay. And then you'll give them the policy number of your carrier so they can verify that they are their client or that's their client. And then they'll say, okay, well, I need the name of the company, the street address, city, state, and zip. The agent, the insurance agent, will put that information in there and say, who do I need to send that to? Of course, you're the middle person as the dispatcher. You have them send that to you, okay? And then you forward that to the broker and go from there. And then the NOA form if your carrier has a factory company, okay? So that's included in the subscription-based platform. In addition, we have the live online operational training 2 days a week. In the future, it may go to more days a week, but right now, as it stands, it's Wednesday evenings at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sometimes we'll call carriers and brokers live. We'll even give carriers away, like we'll do a call. Like if I call a carrier and they express interest in having a dispatch agreement sent to them, then I'll say, okay, I'll have one of my dispatchers reach out to you like I've done in times past. I'll hang the phone up and ask those who are on the call, say, who wants this carrier? And then whoever wants the carrier, I'll give them the information. When I say give away from free, I'm just giving you the opportunity to reel that carrier in with your dispatch agreement and profile for your dispatching firm. So now I've kind of warmed that carrier up to you, and then you just finish the process. Then we have load board training and access. With the membership, you have access to about 10 load boards. Some are paid, some are free. Some examples of paid load boards, we have the 123 load board. That's a cost between $35 and $55 a month, the regular subscription cost, but it's free for subscription members. We have DAT Trucker's Edge, a $49.99 per month cost, regular subscription cost, but it's free access to subscription members. Nextload, Trucker's Path, and others. And then I offer the 30 to 60 minute dispatch consultation sessions. If you have any questions outside of the live trainings, and also we have also a Facebook Dispatcher 101 chat group. So if you have questions outside of those two arenas, you can reach out to me. I particularly want to limit one per week per person because I get a lot of people calling me. Even though I'm still accessible, I want to give everyone at least one opportunity per week to have that consultation. So, and we talk about the areas that you are having difficulty in. So this is the new subscription-based platform. It started August 1st, so everyone who enrolls from August 1st on will still enroll at the one-time enrollment price, but 1 month after that date, they'll start receiving invoices for the $39.99 per month to maintain access to tools and resources. Because again, we are adding, even in addition to everything here, we are adding more tools and features to the platform, and we're adding more value to the platform. We've already come up with a kind of an incentive for those who are having difficulty finding carriers, where you guys can start dispatching for some of my carriers, and then we split that commission. So that gives you an opportunity to learn the platform, book loads for my carriers, and make money at the same time, to the point where you become comfortable and say, hey, Charles, thanks for the opportunity to make the money and learn. I got my own carrier now. I can go ahead and start booking my own loads, still with your resources, but keep all 100% of my commission as opposed to 50-50 for using your carriers under the platform. I have my own now. So it's kind of a springboard for you, until you find your own carriers and you're having difficulty finding your carriers, you can use some of my carriers. And I've had some people actually went on the website and under the Exodus ELLC services link, Exodus Logistics Learning Center, they go down to the sub-dispatcher form, and this is how you apply to become a sub-dispatcher or a dispatcher associate, booking loads for my carriers who are already under a dispatch agreement. You fill this online form out, sign it, and then hit submit, and then I get an email notification of who you are, and then once I get carriers who are, I still have my carriers, but the ones who are saying, okay, yeah, let some of your dispatchers help me find loads, because I don't have time to do it all myself. So I'm extending an opportunity for members of Dispatcher 101 training for beginners to come in and learn the process, still have help along the way, and make money at the same time, to the point where they're comfortable and they have their own carrier and they can branch off and springboard into their own independent company and go from there. So the new subscription-based platform, it's the same platform, Dispatcher 101. The only thing that's going to change is it's going to be a $39.99 per month subscription to maintain access to tools and resources, because we're growing, we're adding more value to it, and that's about it. But everything else is the same. You still have the same enrollment cost, whichever platform, whichever pricing point that you come in under. The only difference is it's going to be a subscription on top of it. Everybody, again, who's enrolled into the platform prior to the August 1st date will be grandfathered or is grandfathered in, and do not or is not required to pay the monthly subscription. Okay, I just want to make that clear. All right. So if there are any questions, of course, you can reach out to me through the Contact Us page on the website, or you can call my cell number, or you can reach out to me on the Facebook chat group. My phone number is here also in the contact. You can leave a voicemail, several ways. So, and again, we have the live online dispatch training. Matter of fact, today is Saturday. Tomorrow's training will be at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. And this is the link to get to that area. So, just wanted to make it official. New subscription-based platform announcement as of August 1st, which was this past Thursday, 2019. Those who join from this day forth enroll at those pricing points, but will be also required to pay the $39.99 per month enrollment subscription to maintain that. My goal is to try to maintain anywhere between 200 to 300 maybe subscription-based, maybe even 500 over time subscription-based members. Some may drop off, some may stay, but over time, just to maintain 500 will be ideal. I don't need to have 2,000 and 3,000 members. Now, as I add more value to the platform, which is coming, people will see that and then they'll gravitate toward that. Because as they see other dispatchers who are successful, and they're actually booking those, and they see me processing their invoices and sending them PayPal payment for doing that, they'll say, yeah, this is working. You know, his dispatchers are making money, and that's the goal. So again, the Dispatcher 101 training for beginners, subscription-based platform. It's the same as the regular platform. It's just as of August 1st, it is a one-time enrollment, and then the $39.99 per month subscription. So, all right. Hopefully I answered those questions for you. And if you have any questions, again, reach me through the contact us on the website or the phone number in there, 757-515-1684. All right, guys. Thank you.